Okay, this was a Discord suggestion. If you would like to suggest something for me to react to, you can go to the Discord server. Yeah, you can find the link in my description of every video, or Dubsy likes to leave a QR code on the screen. This was in the Juicebox channel. Does Christianity promote violence against LGBTQ plus people? I think yes. Yeah, I mean, like, it's the root of a lot of it. Yes, I don't think it does by necessity, but that is how it's been interpreted and weaponized. So I think yes. But I would be open to hearing counters to that. I just don't know if they will give me a good one.
Any Christians in the live chat, do you want a bill that kills LGBTQ people? How many Christians do we see saying that?
It's just ridiculous, and it's literally just twisting facts. Facts about something that's helping and saving a lot of people.
Utter nonsense when you actually look at the data.
Okay.
U.S. Christian right groups have put over 280 million.
What is this layout? Is this like, I don't know. There's
$1 million into promoting extreme anti-LGBT.
Oh, I know what it is. They're watching YouTube in light mode. That's why I was getting nostalgia, because like I was like, why is this nostalgic? Because YouTube's in light mode. I've had YouTube in black mode.
LGBT laws
in dark
and
mode.
Dismantling women's reproductive rights around the world, with over 50 million of that money targeting Africa. The largest spender in Africa is the Fellowship Foundation, a shadowy Christian organization with ties to the family, a coalition of
Bahati also started spending a lot of time with the family. That sounds cultish. From which he learned at the National Prayer Breakfast that the greatest sin was not murder. It was democracy, the human choice to control one's own life. Wow, that's normal.
Democracy Christian extremists who are all high up in the U.S. government and started the National Prayer Breakfast. They spent $20 million targeting Uganda, where their associate David Bahati wrote a bill that puts LGBTQ people to death. It also imprisons anyone who knows a queer person and does not report them to the authorities for execution. The bill passed in—
How the fuck are they going to counter this? Like, that is Christian inspired violence, like state sanctioned Christian inspired violence against queer people. Straight up. Like, there's no getting around that.
Uganda in 2023. It's the law now. And how could it not be, with millions of Christian extremist dollars behind it? This is just one of many Christian organizations funding the brutalization of Africans today.
What are they even going to say? What, like, are they going to be like, well, we don't support that. We don't think that's good. But like, also it says in the Bible that we should do that. But like, we don't support that necessarily. But like, also you kind of deserve, like, what are they going to say?
And if you want to read more about it, I'll link all my sources down in the description.
I don't want to be mean to Drew here. I really don't. I'm just frustrated.
Be mean. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll be mean. I mean, listen, any Christians in the live chat, just say, do you want a bill that kills LGBTQ people? Do you support that? Do you promote that? How many?
You missed the point. There was an entire point. The whole point of this segment was about that literally happening. Like, the government has a law now where you can be killed for being gay in Uganda. That is a thing that happened thanks to Christianity. What do you have to say about that?
Christians do we see saying that? It's typically a handful of nut jobs.
It's not about how many Christians. It's about whether it's Christian inspired. I have no doubt that the vast majority of Christians, I would even argue the vast majority of Muslims, don't want queer and trans people, gay and trans people to suffer, okay? They want equal rights for them, especially in the United States. There are a lot more Muslims in the United States who believe in that than there are Christians, by the way, like proportionally speaking. But I digress. Point is, I have no doubt, okay? But the fact of the matter is that this law, which puts to death gay people, was inspired by Christianity. There is no getting around that.
On X that have faceless profiles and are into like Nick Fuentes. Like, that's it. I'm pretty sure if you polled Christians across America, 90 to 95%.
This isn't about America.
No, they're not for killing LGBTQ people. Like, do you really think this is coming out of Christianity? Really?
Yeah, it's
He just showed that. Yes. He directly linked it to the Christian campaign that was taking place. That is factual. What are you talking about? Why are you so defensive about this? Did you do it? Why can't you just recognize that there are extremists in Christianity? There are Christian extremists. The leader of Uganda, who made that law, was one of them. That is a Christian extremist, right? This is simple shit.
just ridiculous, and it's literally
like 2
just
plus 2
twisting
equals
facts.
4 shit.
Facts about something that's helping and
Twisting
saving a lot of
facts.
people. Are there ways it's being mishandled? Yes. Is that Christianity's fault? No. Are Christians just in
Why are you
charge
so
of all of
defensive?
this? No. What are all these people saying no to?
Saying
Sorry.
no, they don't support such a bill. And let's
Just say that it's a bastardization of Christian ideology. Just say that, like, we disavow, and that's not what being a Christian is about. Not to us. We love gay people. Just say that, like, just say gay people deserve the right to be married. Just be openly pro-queer. And then there will be no question. No question. There are plenty of openly pro-queer Christians that I have no problem with, and they have a huge problem with what they did in Uganda. And they're still Christians, and they can still recognize that those are Christians extremists that did that. That's totally possible. You're just defensive because you know he was one of yours. He was one of yours. You don't like gay people either. You are also bigots against gay people. That's why you're not taking a strong, open position against this. Because you kind of don't disagree with it.
Okay, again, at the end of the day, what we have to go on is research, studies. Okay, so here's some actual studies that looked at
For what?
LGBTQ prejudice. And they said, you know what? We're seeing this correlation between religiosity and LGBTQ prejudice. What if this is just a...
Why are you defending, like, other Christians? Just defend your own beliefs. And why? What is this? I don't defend other people's beliefs. Not generally. Like, sometimes I will back people up based on the things they've said, if they're my friends or I care about them. But, like, when it comes to entire groups of people, like Christians, I don't back up all leftists on everything. Not everything. In general, I will, like, speak for leftists in a very broad sense. Like, my point is, this is weird. Like, just say what you believe.
spurious correlation.
That's what I do.
What if it's just correlative, not causal? They found it. They said and other factors like traditionalism and right-wing authoritarianism. They found that traditionalism fully mediated the path connecting religiosity and prejudice towards sexual and gender diversity. That is, it not only reduced the magnitude of the association from 0.3 to negative 0.23, meaning religiosity is actually negatively correlated with LGBTQ prejudice. And again, this was done in Brazil, where the majority of the sample was Christian.
The fact that traditionalism fully mediated the path connecting religiosity and prejudice towards sexual and gender diversity, it not only reduced the magnitude of the association from 0.3 to negative 0.23, but also raised its p-value from less than 0.001 to 0.41. Isn't a high p-value worse? A high p-value is less accurate, right? Like, it's been a while since I've done statistics or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure a higher p-value is not desirable. You want a low one. So, like, it's saying that, like, the data is kind of shaky here. But they have found a connection between traditionalism combined with religiosity that is stronger than just the tie between, like, being anti-queer and just being religious. If you're also traditionalist, you are way more likely to be anti-queer, which I believe. That is true. Very true.
Another study found
New Age Christians are way less likely to be, like, homophobic.
on the similar thing. They found that right-wing authoritarianism,
Traditionalism is very
mediated
highly associated with
the racial
queerphobic
prejudice and
ideology.
LGBTQ prejudice, these kinds of things. It mediated the prejudice link. Here's another important study unpacking the drivers of LGBTQ prejudice regarding the main setbacks for the promotion of.
But, like, they're defending a moot point. They're defending a moot point. Like, they're literally like, oh my God, you insulted Christianity. You said that happened because of Christianity. No, it was one Christian extremist. Just recognize that it was a Christian extremist.
LGBT plus rights. The empirical results suggest that religious affiliation can act as a cultural constraint in countries where Islamism, Hinduism, and Buddhism are the most followed religions. Contrarily, religious affiliation does not seem to be constraining LGBT plus legislation in Christian majority countries. In other words, which religion has been the best for LGBT plus legislation for dealing with prejudice? Christianity. It's not.
Okay, so Mike Jones, then, I'm sure you would support, just asking questions here. I'm sure that Mike Jones here and Than would support measures to increase access to gender-affirming care for trans youth. Yes? I bet so, because they say that they're pro-LGBT and they're against anti-LGBT plus legislation. So I bet if they're consistent, they will support that, because that is supported by all of the science to be the best course of treatment for trans youth is gender-affirming care. So I bet they support that, right? Probably not.
Buddhism. It's not Hinduism. It's definitely not Islam. Go figure. It's Christianity.
This is the thing. They're appealing to a demographic that has nothing to do with this, okay? I don't give a shit about most Christians. I give a shit that the guy who said that we should kill gay people was inspired by Christianity, first of all. That's important. I feel like we can agree that's important to recognize that. Okay, first of all. And second of all, I give a shit what you think about this. Like, why are we talking about what the vast majority of Christians think? I don't give a They can believe whatever they want. Just stop dictating what other people do with their lives. That's all people are asking for. If you don't want to personally be gay or trans, then don't. All right? Just suppress those desires until you die. That's your choice. That's your freedom of will. All we ask is that we get the same.
Christians are always blamed. They just want to kill gay people. They hate gay people. It's utter
Some
nonsense.
of us want to enjoy our
like when you actually
lives.
look at the data.
Let us.
Are there bad religious people that go after LGBT plus people and are prejudiced? Yes.
Lots of them.
They tend to be the marginalized cases. They don't represent the majority, and the research seems to bear this out.
Then where does the majority come from? What? No, I contest that utterly. I would bet money that... I don't even look this up. I will bet money that the overwhelming majority of anti-LGBTQ plus violence is religious-based. I would bet good money.
In a lot of those people, it's not even Christianity causing that. It's factors like traditionalism, right-wing authoritarianism that are driving this prejudice. Like, that needs to be factored in and taken into account. It's absurd. And then these are the same people that are worried about being Islamophobic.
People, and by people I mean Western conservative Christians and their handful of token ex-Muslims.
Why are you bringing up Islamophobia? Like, they always do this like it's a dunk. Like, Muslims do not run this country. If I lived in, like, Afghanistan, then yeah, I would probably be more, like, openly anti-Muslim because of the Muslim extremist regime. You know what I mean? Like, it is Afghanistan, right? Pretty sure. But, like, I live in America, where we have a Christian extremist regime. So I'm going to talk about Christian extremism because that's more relevant to me. All right, it just is, and like globally, it's extremely relevant as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna like favor that.
Atheists like to point to
Plus, Islamophobia is really bad right now in like Western countries.
Islam as
Okay, I think he's talking about us. That seemed a little rude. It's absurd. And then these are the same people that are worried about being Islamophobic.
people, and by people I mean Western conservative Christians and their handful of token ex-Muslims and atheists, like to point to Islam as...
Okay, I think he's talking about us. That
Wait,
seemed a little...
are they ex-Muslims or ex-atheists? Which are they? Are they ex-atheists? Inspiring philosophy. They got to be ex-atheist, right? Are they ex-atheist? What's the
Welcome
topic?
to Inspiring Philosophy.
Christians being stupid. Okay, I don't care anymore.
Rude. I mean, because if he's talking about people like, you know, like Nuria Khan.
I'm sorry. I don't know how you go from ex-atheist to Christian. I don't want to judge, but like, what the like, what, how? I don't understand that. Like, I've come to kind of, I like the idea of like a collective consciousness in the fabric of the universe, which is kind of spiritual, I guess, but it's not religion. It's just like, how does like, if I think about it logically, it's like, how does consciousness spring from unconscious, like, matter? What if consciousness is just like a core substance that exists on a like a subatomic level of some kind? I don't know. And like everything is just kind of imbued with like this stuff that gives way to consciousness. Like it is the ingredient that causes consciousness. So in a way, like, does that make sense? Like, that's as spiritual as I get though. When it comes to like organized religion, you know, like I don't understand how you go from atheist to Christianity or Islam or whatever else. I don't get that. That has never jived with me. That feels dishonest.
An infidel noodle, friendly ex-Muslim, and then
are you
David Wood,
atheist?
myself,
Yes.
you AP. Okay.
Like to point to Islam as being
it's fine
the
if you're not
source
though.
of
I respect
violence
your
against
beliefs.
queer people around the world. In Nigeria, for instance, you can only
Just don't be a bigot. Sorry, I gotta go back.
point to Islam as being the source of violence against queer people around the world. In Nigeria,
Can I answer that briefly? You can type whatever you want. I'll read it.
for instance, you can only get the death penalty for being gay.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of a good point, Drew, that goes against your comments earlier, but I digress.
Clearly, Christians are doing violence too. They're just doing it covertly through dark money groups because they have a lot of money, and that gives them all the power they need to create the large-scale violence they want to see.
That's correct.
What? Yo, Christians want to do all this violence to gay people too. I
They
know
do.
because I can
They
read
do.
this in their hearts.
They literally want to like take the rights away from gay people to like marry and have sex. Like, you do know there are still states where like gay sex is illegal technically, right? Like, they don't really act on it anymore, but like technically you can still get arrested in a lot of states for like sodomy. There are anti-sodomy laws. That's insane. Like, don't give me this bullshit. Yes, America is at like Christian ideology has absolutely led to homophobia and transphobia in the United States and abroad. Both. There's no contesting that.
40 million, $1 million to...
Listen, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. We're not throwing.
You said it doesn't make sense how an atheist goes to Christian. Is that correct? Yes. I don't personally understand it. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but like, it just feels inauthentic to me.
Gay people off rooftops. We're actively against that. And there's the research I showed earlier.
As a former Christian myself.
Religiosity, Christian religiosity does not lead to prejudice like Islam does. If Friendly Ex-Muslim is still here, I would love for him to comment on this. This is insane. First of all, Islamists have a lot of money too. Hello, Saudi Arabia. Like they're funding.
Who gave them that money? Even I know this. What the like? I'm not even like a foreign politics guy, but I know who gave Saudi Arabia all that money.
All sorts of crazy things, and they're acting on it in so many weird ways. Like actions speak louder than words. If this was the case, we'd see Christians doing the exact same thing that these Muslim extremists are doing.
What if they got convinced or changed opinion? Well, that's how that works, right? Like you get convinced and change your opinion, and that's why you switch from atheist to Christianity. I'm not saying that's not the process that takes place. I'm saying I don't understand how that happens because I don't see that happening to me. I can't empathize with that because I have been Christian before, and I think atheism fits me better. Christianity might fit some people better, I guess. I don't know why. But that's the point. I don't know why. Like, I've done Christianity. It sucks. It sucks. I hated being Christian. I love being atheist. I love it. I love being atheist so much. I masturbate whenever the fuck I want. I indulge in all kinds of sinful behavior. And you know what? Nobody gets hurt, and I am having a good time, okay? So I love being atheist. I don't gotta pray. I don't gotta worry about some dude sending me to the the fires of hell for eternity. Like, I'm free. I love being atheist, so good luck convincing me not to. That's why I say I don't understand people who go from being atheist to being a Christian. Because why the I can understand atheist to pagan. I get that. You want to worship Thor? Thor is incredible. He's awesome, okay? Loki, awesome. Like, they're great. Like, I get paganism. I don't get Christianity. It's just like, it sucks. It sucks. I hated it. I always hated it. And if you like it, more power to you. But I can't do the church thing, and I don't like praying. I don't like the idea of wasting my free time praying to some guy who doesn't exist. Like, I can't bring myself to believe that he exists. Do you believe in some type of God? No. I'm not saying I discount the possibility. I am simply saying that there's no way to prove it, and I don't see any evidence of it. So no. So does Christianity promote violence? Not by necessity, but I do think that a lot of violence stems from Christian ideology, and I think it's fine to recognize that. You know, like, there are a lot of people who commit violence based on their religious ideology. Even Christians recognize that when they say that, like, Muslim extremism is a thing. Why not Christian extremism? Like, if it's religion-based, you know, like, I don't know. Yeah, Christianity absolutely does, in many ways, promote violence against LGBTQ plus people. I mean, people literally kick their children out because they say that, because they bring home, like, a partner, a romantic partner who's the same gender as them. That sucks. That sucks. You know, like, that really sucks. You know, and if you don't want to call that violence, I guess you don't have to. But, like, you can at least acknowledge that it's pretty shitty to be kicked out of your house by your parents because of the person you love. You can recognize how much that must suck, at least. So yeah, I'm fine with saying Christianity promotes violence and hatred against queer people. Because it does. Hi, thanks so much for watching and making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you all know that I love and appreciate everybody in my community, whether you can support me financially or just by liking, commenting, and sharing my videos. It helps way more than you know. That being said, I do want to give a very special thanks to my tier 4 subs, which would be Space Timid and Hot Take Andy. And thanks so much to my monetary subscribers from any of the tiered subs or anybody who gives me money in any form, including going to my Patreon shop, donating money to me directly. It all helps way more than you know. If you do decide to help me financially, you can get some really cool perks like early access to content, exclusive access to censored videos, also some really cool badges next to your name. Even if you can't afford a monetary subscription, just watching, sharing, and commenting on my content helps way more than you know. Thanks again, and I will see you all in the next video.